I did some research on architectural images, but basically today I will talk about what happened is that we were very rich and we spent all the money. That's normally what Portuguese do. If you have money.
But now, something new, I want to introduce our driver to you. We have Elder. Elder with us is going to be our driver for the whole program. Bom dia. We say bom dia. And before we depart, very, very important. First thing, it's mandatory to fasten seat belts, okay? And little by little, we will get first close to the ocean. You'll be able to see today. It will be the only time you'll be able to see the ocean on this program. And as we get closer then to the river mouth, we will just start driving inland and getting to show you this piece of sculpture that we have just suspended here. It is by a North American artist, Janet Elkman. And she called the piece of sculpture She Moves. This is a metal net that moves with the wind, and it's very pretty. When it was installed, this part, it has a general name that we call Boa Vista. It will be the area of Boa Vista. And Boa Vista is the name of the main avenue, one of the largest avenue of Porto. In a moment, and today you mentioned, we were speaking about architecture and the planning of the cities. It was a moment when the town needed desperately to expand, not only to allocate new neighborhoods, to provide housing, but also to have areas where hotels could be built, also let's say upscale residential area that was not in the very busy center of the town, and also getting infrastructure where the facilities.
Can be good to know, and I know it's growing strong.
But here, you don't see anything connected with Porto. They just had offices. Offices in Porto. Storage in Gaia. But the
No, you don't get to sit here. You go downstairs.
No, Tisha has to row. Areas where hotels could be built. Also, let's say upscale residential area that was not in the very busy center of the town, and also getting infrastructure where the facilities needed for everyday life could be built. There would be a room. This used to be an area of farms. It was really farms.
Well, I would like to bring this idea of immaterial culture that is connected, for instance, music and dance. And in Portugal we have this national way of singing that is called fado. And fado is very much close to the idea of
70% of our production is to export, main countries United States, Brazil, Canada and France. And now we are starting to gain a lot of numbers as well on German as well. But besides of this all wine business, before the family worked with the wine, they used to work on the politics and they travel a lot during that time. So instead of bring a magnet to remember that place like normally we do nowadays, they bring different species of trees. And that's the reason why nowadays we have an 8-acre garden. And that is the place that we're going to spend most of our tour now. So we're going to walk a little. And we have a blend of 5 different grapes varieties: Loureiro, Arinto, Fernando Pires. More body, more tropical fruits. The first one are more smooth in terms of aromas. The other part that was scattered. So this
Je sais pas si vous avez tous la même information, mais le bateau part demain. Vous êtes au courant? Oui, hein? Oui, parce que des fois, il y a des agences qui changent le...
between 1978 and 1985. This is the first dam on the river after the mouth of the Douro and also the smallest. Eh bien, mesdames et messieurs, chers passagers, on vient d'arriver au barrage de Crestuma, qu'il a été construit entre 1978, 78 et 1985.
Even a past of sweat and tears, but it's part of what of the wonders that and as you know, we are going upstream. So this lower part is the part in Portugal, and it is the part that is navigable. So it's the one we are going to cover. Okay, and we are speaking about 125 miles. So from the Douro to the place that we will reach tomorrow, 125 miles, and we can't go further because, well, there are geographical conditions. I'm just going to show a few pictures of this part, but also because here is where we have the last lock, and so these boats can't go further up. You see, so the lowest heights, but the ones that we are going to be able to enjoy here. Let's just see some. Speaking about the kind of rocks that we find, and now we have been speaking about the granite, right? The Porto, the mouth of the river, is surrounded by granite, so we will keep seeing granite very often this way, with big blocks. shale. Quite interesting here that there are different kinds of shale. This is a shale that is somehow fragile. It breaks pretty easily. And so a part of the soils, of the grounds you are going to see during our trips show pieces of shale at the surface, combined, mixed with the dirt, more, let's say, softer dirt. And, so, just not seeing well my images.
Manuela, yes, exactly. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to our wine estate. Welcome to the house of Sandman. So, don't lose any more time, if you don't mind to follow me here up the stairs. Okay.
So Pinhão is over there, you see? We are just... Don't look down, you just look at Pinhão.
I hope you had that too much support. I know. Take a little nap.
Attention, regardez devant s'il vous plaît. Please look in front all the time. Attention, be careful. Baissez la tête. Mind your head. Mind your head, please. Baissez la tête. Attention, baissez la tête. Mind your head, please.
Called tapas. Tapas is small portions of food, sometimes it's still even finger food. And I have suggestions of for you so that you know how to order. And so you see, now we are finally getting to Fregeneda, which is the first town, La Fregeneda, we have here near the border. They are farmers, and some people have fields where they raise cattle, or they work in those properties. And we have two very important ones. You'll be able to see most of these are what we call holm oak trees. Holm oak trees have a fruit that is extremely important to feed one animal that is it's part of a big industry in Spain and that you are familiar with. They are wonderful fruits, the acorns, to feed pigs. There was a flower vendor that was going to deliver the carnations.
So first of all, thank you very much to be here and share this moment with us. As you know, the 25th of April, it was a very important day for Portugal. It's an historic day because it was actually brought the end of more than 50 years of a dictatorship, and it marks the beginning of a democracy. And the most amazing
Salamanca, tierra mía, de arte y sabiduría, eres joya sin igual. Tu brava ganadería, la flor del pelo, los peñecinos, esta gitana, agárrate los palillos que viene y suma por semilla. No tiene la culpa, amor me comprendan, amor del amor. Solo Dios pudiera hacer tanta belleza y es imposible que puedan haber dos. Y todo el mundo sabe que es verdad y lloran cuando tienen que marchar.
What is this museum about? It has quite an interesting, let's say, story to tell about, because it also it involved something very special, like a very important social movement, locals movement, and also political decisions. Well, first of all, Foscoa, small town in the mountains, you see, and Foz is the Portuguese word for river mouth. Like we had Foz of the Douro in Porto here, and at some point there were rumors. People started hearing about here locally, hearing about some archaeological work that was found in that valley. And they found that, so there were rumors that there were really engravings on these big slate or schist walls, rocks. So, good morning, Elder. Bom dia, Elder. He's just. Os seus pais vão sair atrás? Yeah. So he just talked to the drivers at the back so that they move back and we can leave because we don't need to be waiting for everyone to be ready. So thank you so much for being punctual. Well, this is the first time it's happening, to me at least, the fact that we have to wait for a ship to leave, and then we are able to moor to be able to come out of the bus. This means too much traffic. Probably you are just coming on the right time because I think we are getting more ships on this river, and that is not going to be sustainable. But don't tell your friends. You still say it's very pretty, okay? Very beautiful. You'll forget about this part. Yes, it is. So now, today, first of all, what are we going to do? We are going to take the road to the northern bank of the river to reach the town of Amarante. That's why I told you that today the scenery is going to also be beautiful, but we will be on a highway most of the time. It's not going to be dramatic winding road like yesterday. Still beautiful views, but our goal is going to be reaching the charming town of Amarante. Amarante. And why? Because it is from there that we have one of our greatest modernist painters, and called Amadeu de Sousa Cardoso. Unfortunately, a painter that died very young, but as a modernist painter, he got a lot of influence on modernist painters. Some Picasso, some Cubism, but it's not most of his work, so it's different from Picasso's. But it's just to give you, to just. be in the group picture? Yeah? Okay. You know what to say, right? To get a nice smile? Oh, no, wait. Okay, just join the everyone. It's a group picture. You can, you can say cheers in English. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good. Beautiful.
Yo, there's a video on the left, so wave to her. Wave. All right, perfect.